Eu desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Vou até o chão, vou até o chão. Desci, vou até o chão. Desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Vou até o chão, vou até o chão.
QI critical thinking in the building. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna play this one more time while I get something ready. So I'm gonna just do it one more time. Here we go.
Eu desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Vou até o chão, vou até o chão. Desci, vou até o chão. Desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Vou até o chão, vou até o chão.
Peace, family. QI critical thinking in the building. I like to say I love everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. Even the ones that's in the sky, hit that like for me. Share and subscribe. Let me just speak to those in the chat right now. Shout out, Heaven Sent in the building. Love you too. Meechy Black is in the building. Hello. All right. Now today, family, we're going to talk about something very important. Terrence Howard is not crazy. Terrence Howard is a genius, and I'm going to show you exactly how, especially if everything complies together, my computer and everything I'm going to break down. We're going to be on some advanced knowledge today, so bear with me, family. You're going to come out of this live stream being more intelligent than you were when you stepped in. All right. So at the Emmy On the red carpet, Terrence Howard explains his decision for quitting acting. Terrence Howard stated that actors, especially with characters like Lucius, bad characters, Lucius, whom has never had a good day, often need therapists. I agree. And people don't realize that, actors go into, like they become a part of these characters and things like that. And often, that messes with their mind or their psyche. Okay, Terrence said it is time for him to stop pretending and be, who he really is, fulfill his true potential and his true purpose. Terrence wants to promote his book while he's retired. And his book is entitled 1 times 1 equals 2. I'm going to say that again. 1 times 1 equals 2. Now, for those of y'all who maybe, program, because we all went to school and we all got some of that good old indoctrination and programming, you may say absolutely wrong. However, not. And I'm about to show you right now, this is math. And this is why, a lot of times they said that, Black people wouldn't excel in math, or we had math anxiety, when we ourselves are the inventors not the inventors, but we are the discoverers, the original people of the math and the original science. Okay, and on the screen, you see 1 times 0 equals 1. Now, we didn't learn that in school. In school, we learned 1 times 0 equals 0. But, ask yourself, where did the 1 go? 1 times 0, meaning you add nothing and you take nothing away, equals 1. Okay, so let me go to what Terrence Howard is pointing out, how we've been mistaught. 1 times 1 equals 2. Now, we were taught that 1 times 1 equals 1. But that would be like, like how so? 1, let me show you with my fingers, times 1. And there are 2 fingers. So that's going to equal 2. If I said 1 times 0 equals 1, that would make more sense. So he's absolutely right. We have been, taught wrong math. We've been taught wrong. And so a lot of people, they laugh at Terrence Howard and they made a mockery out of just the fact that he discovered that 1 times 1 equals 2. And he wrote a book, that breaks it down, and how, because Terrence Howard is into a lot of the sacred sciences, and the difference between the sciences that we've been taught in school versus the sacred sciences is the sciences that we've been taught in school is watered down, broke down versions of the science, the original science that our ancestors discovered. Because we didn't invent science, we didn't invent math. God did. We just discovered it. Okay, so basically, people, So basically, give me just a moment here. Because we have been programmed or taught that 1 times 1 equals 2, and I just explained all of that. Most of the people whom criticize or call Terrence crazy do not understand what he's saying, because they lack the intellect. They lack the knowledge. Okay, therefore, they're like, in most cases, oh, he's crazy. But really, they don't understand exactly what he's saying. When asked, Terrence stated that he was going to get more into activism, because just like when building a house, if you build a house and you're not using the correct math, the correct geometry, the house will not stand, and it possibly can't even be built. Okay, so Terrence understands that. And so, Terrence knows that our existence in this universe, and us being harmonious and all of this type of stuff, our survival, all depends on the math, and us standing. We have to have that correct knowledge. Like I said, we didn't invent math, God did. We just discovered it. We didn't invent the sacred sciences, God did. We just discovered them. They were here before us. Okay, I, for one, never believed in, and Terrence Howard basically would, with his theory or his philosophy, he debunked evolution. Now, I, for one, have never believed in evolution, and let me tell you why. Because evolution, basically what they're saying is that, creation, we were created, or the world was created by accident through the Big Bang from gravitational force. Okay. Now, for those like myself who believe in a high source, who believe in God, then we know that, there's no accident. God designed, God created, the universe, created the earth. Okay. So, I, for one, have never really believed in evolution. And then, more you get into the sacred sciences and things like that, you see evidence of where everything is purposeful and intentional. And it all, connects and lines up together. It's in harmony with one another. And the more that you understand about the language of math, the sacred sciences and things like that, the more that you understand about yourself and your connection with nature, and how nature connects with self and the universe and everything, how everything is connected, the more that you can advance, the more that you can be successful, the closer you are to your higher source or to God. Okay. So I don't believe in evolution. And basically, with Terrence Howard's theory, he debunks evolution. I'm going to break it down. Yes. And shout out to Let's Be Real. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a fan of Terrence Howard because I'm a fan of sacred sciences and, and knowledge. Yeah. Knowledge is not for everyone. Exactly. Because I'm going to get into a little bit of that in a minute. Evolution is a joke. Exactly. I'm with you. Let's be real. Shout out to Let's Be Real in the chat. All right. Instead of knowing that that everything is, they call it intellectual design. Um, um, Intellectual design, and that's like how everything fits, how everything has a purpose, how everything is just like a puzzle piece. That's why I said shapes have meaning. Shapes is a frequency, shapes is an energy, shapes is and I'm going to show you in just a moment. It's a language. Math is a language. All of these things are languages, and the more that you understand about the sacred sciences, the math, the science, the shapes, the numbers, the more that you understand about the universe, the better off we'll be here. So let me break it down. Let me share. I'm going to screen share for a moment. I'm going to break down this article. I'm going to read and break down this article that was written. Is that what I want? Yeah, I think that's what I want. Hold up. I'm still trying to get this screen share down. So tell me if y'all can see that. I don't see it yet. I'm delayed on my other computer. So I'm hoping that, you all can see that. Yeah, there we go. All right. So what the heck is Terrence Howard talking about? And this is from Real Clear Science. Okay, Terrence Howard is an actor and a fairly successful one. He starred in acclaimed movies like Crash, Prisoner, Ray, Iron Man. Most recently, he has been a regular on the wildly popular television show Empire, portraying music entertainment mogul Lucius Lyon. Howard also apparently considers himself a revolutionary deep thinker. On Sunday, on the Emmy Awards red carpet, he explained to KTLA, Los Angeles 5, television host, why he had decided to quit acting about after 37 years. He said, I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that y'all know Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations we've been looking for over 10,000 years. Why would I continue walking on water for tips when I've got an entire generation to teach a whole new world? And give me just a moment. I'm going to show you what the flower of life is. Just a moment, because I want you to understand, like what he's actually saying. I'm not just going to, talk about the article. I want you to actually understand what he's actually saying. So I'm going to show you what the flower of life is. My allergies wants to mess up again, but we're gonna be all right. Okay. Let me see if I can do it through this. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Lady T in the building. What's up? What's up? Give me just a moment. I want to make sure that it shows. There we go. Okay, this is what we call the flower of life. Okay, now inside of this is a puzzle. Like these are pieces to the universal puzzle. You see a lot of circles, and you see like a lot of the uni shape. Now let me tell you something about this shape right here, the one that's like in the middle. Now with intellectual design, with sacred geometry, God used, or like my belief, there were certain designs meant for everything. Just like a lot of my Mayan Black American Indians and Choctaw American Indians believe that you can tell if a plant is good for you or if it's poisonous by the shape of the leaf. Okay, and that's how deep that shapes go. That's how deep that meanings go. Just like if you find a plant and it's heart shaped, 9 times out of 10 there's something special about that plant, and 9 times out of 10 it's edible. That's like what the Native Americans or the American Indians, the Black Indians believe. All right, now we already know that the circle represents 360. It's a complete. Now let me show you what is the shape of creation, because here inside of this flower of life, and I repeat, it is the flower of life. You will see the shape. You see this shape right here. I don't know if y'all can see my cursor, but it's the shape at the top of the ankh. Okay, this is the same shape as the vagina, as the exit to the womb. Okay, now this shape you're gonna find this shape anytime that you're dealing with anything dealing with creation and life. And even our eyes have that oval type of shape to it. So like this shape has a meaning, and definitely this shape means creation. The circle means 360 degrees is completion, because it goes round and around and it never ends. So like it has a frequency, it has a meaning. Okay, so let me go back to okay, let me see if you can see this. Now this person here, give me just a moment. I got to make sure my computer catches up. This is Pythagoras. Pythagoras was a Greek. Okay, now what happened was our ancestors, a lot of the ancient math and science, ancient knowledge and stuff was gotten from the Black American Indians, the Mayans, the Aztecs, and the Incas. Okay, now like the Moors, they were responsible for the seas, so they did a lot of trading. Okay, so they like basically went into a lot of these different villages, a lot of these different tribes. So when the Moors came over, we gave them 33 degrees of our information. So they took it back and they shared it with other people. And I think that it was Let's Be Real that says knowledge is not meant for everyone. So basically, the Greeks got a hold of our information. They took our mythology story, they took our creation story, they took our observations of astrology. They reversed our calendar, because the Mayan calendar is 1320. Okay, and that means 13 moon cycles, 20 days in each moon cycle. 20 days, 13 moon cycles. There are 13 zodiacs, therefore, like they say, 13 tribes. Because there's also astrology in the Bible and things like that. There's numerology in the Bible. You have to know how to decode the Bible, and a lot of people don't. But there are actually 13 and not 12. They converted the 13 into 12 to switch us to the Greco calendar. And by switching us to the Greco calendar, they have us out of sync with nature. Okay, like they often say if you were to sync up to the 1320, the 13 moon cycles, 20 days out of the week, then you will automatically be in sync. That means less illness, less depression, less a lot of things. So they often say that like we would be more harmonious and in flow if we were on the right type of calendar, like if we were following the right type of time. Okay, so let me get back to the article. Let me see here. Yeah, the Greeks took everything and they reversed it. And then they're teaching us back, they teaching it back to us in watered down versions because like they know we don't know what we're capable of. Like we only think we have five senses, but we actually have so many more senses than that. And if we were to be completely in tune with ourselves, especially us as melanated people, then they wouldn't be able to control us. And like basically, let me just tell you something. Let's talk about Nikola Tesla, who got his information, from the ancients as well. Because the Mayans had electricity, the Mayans had cell phones, they had walkie-talkies, they had plumbing. We were advanced. A lot of this stuff wasn't just invented, it's been in existence. Okay, so Nikola Tesla, he found a way. He found that the numbers 3, 6, and 9, which 3 is mind, 6 is body. 3 is body, 6 is mental, and 9 is spiritual. 3, 6, and 9. 9 is also known as the complete number, the number of completion, the divine number, the God number. Because 9 can break down, like when 9 can break down. Well, I'm going to show you the video. It's hard for me to explain that, but just look up Nikola Tesla and it'll break it down. But Nikola Tesla found a safe way for us all to be able to get electricity and not pay for it. They killed him and they took his information, and then they're giving credit for electricity to Einstein, which did not create it. Nikola Tesla did. So, this is how they control us. But if we only knew that, electricity is free, if we only knew how to like our ancestors did, if we only knew how to dig or navigate to create our own flowing natural water, which would be more healthy for us and everything. If we only knew how to live off nature, just like, for instance, we were herbalists, we were medicine, shaman and medicine people. Like, like we knew what herbs were good for this and what herbs, and I'm not talking about that long ago, our grandparents. Like if you, especially people from the country, they say, go out there and get some of them pine needles, go out there and get some of that. And, take some of that, go get some castor oil, different things like that. We knew that, but then, like they indoctrinated us to the fact that we, like they made us hate ourselves. So we wanted to be more like them instead of being who we were. And see now, like these same, just like milk thistle grows out in the front yard, just like dandelion, which is good to cleanse the liver, grows out in the front yard. A lot of the thing, everything we sweet gum tree has Novocaine. Like all of the medicines and all the different things that we pay for and use today comes from nature, comes from the plants, come from the earth. So you see how about limiting our thinking, our creative thinking, our critical thinking, how limiting our mind and our thought process puts us in a matrix and makes us dependent upon them instead of being dependent upon ourselves. And this is what they know. All right. Shout out to Chi-Town Chrissy, J Dunn on the ones and the twos in the building. All right, now let me get back to the article because I want to break down what Terrance is saying and how he basically debunked evolution. Okay. All right, let me see. I hope y'all can see it. My computer's a little slow, so all right. So like I was saying, why would I continue walking on water for tips when I've got an entire generation to teach a whole new world? Okay. And there's a picture of him on the red carpet. But Howard took well, let me put it, Howard said, let me put it this way. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion. That is why we call energy, that is why we say emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. When you're angry, it's like anger in motion. When you're happy, it's like happy in motion. It's energy in motion. It's like what frequency, because you can feel like if you sit next to a person and they're negative or they're angry, you can feel that tension. If you sit next to a person that's happy or elated, you can feel that uplifting, that happiness. Okay. Because it's an energy, you can feel it. just like dogs and animals, that's how they rely. They can't speak, so they feel and they sense things. You can feel when, something is not right or something is dangerous. Okay. And that's a part of another one of our senses that, like we're not completely in tune with, that our ancestors were in tune with. This is why they can navigate through the woods. This is why they had good communication and stuff like that with the animals that we consider to be dangerous. They had good community because they had a strong, they were in tune with themselves, in tune with their senses. Now I'm not gonna do this today, but I'm just gonna say this little bit about this upcoming live that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna point out the difference between spirituality versus religion. Okay, now I'm just gonna say this: spirituality helps a person to master themselves and to be connected with nature and to be connected with God. Okay. Now, religion, basically instructs a person how to follow man. Okay. And disconnects you from nature and God. Okay. But I'm going to point out, those differences on a later live stream. I just want to basically bring up, like what spirituality is and how spirituality and being connected with nature, being connected with self is very important. But back to the article. Okay, but he said all energy in the universe is expressed in motion. And that's so true. Frequency, sound waves, light waves, it's all expressed in motion. When you think about electricity, it's moving. Electricity is moving. It's a currency moving through, moving. That's why it can ignite and it's flammable. All energy is expressed in motion, meaning that all energy moves. Okay, all motion is expressed in waves, and that's true as well. Sound waves, energy waves. It's like it's not a straight. It moves. It moves. So it moves. Okay, all waves are curves. I'm making the sign language for it now. It moves, and it's not like zzz, it moves like this. It's not going to be straight. So what Terrance Howard is saying, like when I showed y'all that the flower of life, he's like, so where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? Now I'm about to show y'all what the platonic solids is so that you'll understand exactly what we're saying. Okay, that was the flower of life. That's Pythagoras. And these are the platonic solids. So y'all see them straight lines? So he's saying like these are the platonic solids, which like are geometric shapes that are present in most of the things that exist, most solids, most physical things. So these are the basic, the basic shapes or whatever. And he's saying, so like where does these straight lines come from? Where are these straight lines coming from? Because according to Pythagoras, from the flower of life, he gathered the cube, which they say the Metatron cube, the tetrahedron, the octahedron. He gathered these. So Terrance is like, where are these straight lines coming from? Which is true. Okay. And so let me go back. Let me do one more thing. Go back to the flower of life so you can see what I'm talking about. Boom. So where are these straight lines coming from? This is the flower of life. Where are the straight lines coming from? So there we go. Now I'm about to go back to the article. Okay. So once again, he says, so where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? There are no straight lines. So when I took the flower of life and opened it properly, I found a whole new wave conjunction that exposed the in-between spaces. It is the thing that holds us together. It is the thing that holds us together. On Tuesday, when I receive my star on the Walk of Fame, I'm going to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting something on YouTube where I will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxies without gravity. Okay, now what he's saying right here, gravity is an effect and not a force. This is the part that debunks evolution. With evolution, they're teaching us that the gravitational force created the chaos and the Big Bang, and this is how creation existed. Okay, so what he's saying that gravity is not a force, it's an effect, meaning it exists, it just exists. Okay, and he's saying that he's gonna prove that. Okay, so basically, with his theory, he is debunking evolution, in which a lot of people don't agree with evolution. It makes no sense, at the end of the day. And everything that he's basically said, makes like really makes sense. What the tetrahedron? You see the platonic solids here. Where did those straight lines come from? If basically Pythagoras got that from the flower of life. Okay, if all this triggers your skepticism, good. It should. How it is spouting. Okay, this is according to them, not according to me. How it is spouting utter nonsense, apparently formulating a crackpot theory in the mold of early philosophers who were in entranced by the platonic solids. Polyhedrons constructed by faces identified in shapes and sizes which meet at equal angles. Okay, so okay, a lot of what we know today and a lot of things that we learned today came from these same philosophers. Came from these same philosophers back, Greek philosophers at that. A lot of what we know came from these same Greek philosophers. A lot of what we know is taught to us by way through scientists, archaeologists, even doctors. They're getting their information by way of somebody. So, like, our problem is we think that they're correct. We think that just because they call themselves doctor or they proclaim to know it all or don't know it all, that they're correct. And likewise, just like, why is it that Terrence Howard can't be the new Pythagoras? Why is it that he can't be the new Pythagoras? And let me tell you, it's more likely that Terrence Howard could be the new Pythagoras based on the fact that it's really within his DNA because he's melanated. And these are our ancient sciences. And so, like I said, when you connect to your ancestors, when you connect to nature, when you connect to yourself, a lot of this stuff is already embedded in our Akashic records. It's like stuff that we already know, but we've forgotten. I know that's a little deep, but I had to say it. Okay, and they also said, how would pseudoscience seem further influenced by New Age notion of sacred geometry? Sacred geometry is not New Age, and that's the flower of life. He claims that all energy expressed in motion is not true. Now, how are you going to emotions, how electricity? How are you going to say that? Now, whoever wrote this article, energy can be either, this is what they said, energy can be either kinetic associated with motion or potential. Now, what do they mean by potential? Related to position. So they're saying that energy could be stagnant. How is it going to be energy, a life force, a moving force, if it's stagnant? That's crazy. Okay, Howard was previously ridiculed in 2017 after publishing an error-written proof claiming that 1 times 1 equals 2. And I just showed y'all that earlier. 1 times 1 equals 2. 1 times 0 equals 1. Common sense. Now, we were taught and we never questioned that 1 times 0 equals 0. But what happened to the 1? The 1 existed. What happened? We're not saying 1 subtracting 1. So that's what I'm saying. We just take it upon ourselves, like that's the programming, that's the lack of critical thinking and things of that nature. And we just believe, and that's what a lot of these people are doing. They're just, we've been taught or indoctrinated, and we just think that everything that we've learned is correct. And a lot of times we don't use critical thinking and we don't expand our knowledge. Once you use critical thinking, we can invent, we can create, we can explore, we can go beyond. But because of the fact that they have us in this matrix, and because of the fact, just like Terrence Howard was saying, because they started us off like with the wrong foundation and the wrong formula, teaching us inaccurate information. This is why we're stuck. And so Terrence Howard basically says that, he's an activist, and he just wants them because he knows that a lot of the higher ups and stuff, they know they still have access of all this correct sacred science and sacred information. And he wants them to just tell the truth. He wants them to just tell the truth. He said truth is what he's after, because truth matters in so many different ways. Okay. So let me take a few moments. That's basically what I wanted to, point out that, Terrence Howard is not crazy. He's a genius. He's a genius. And we got to let him do what he do. And I hope y'all go subscribe to his YouTube channel, for those who like me, who's fan of sacred sciences and, information. I like to stimulate my mind and, and grow. So like, I hope, most of y'all go subscribe to his channel, but let me take just a few moments to read the chat. And like I said, the next live stream I'm going to do is I'm going to point out the difference between spirituality and religion, because most people think that they're the same and they're not. Okay. So give me just a moment. Let me stroll up. Yeah, God, let's be real, said God gave us everything already, but greedy man has corrupted us. And yeah, they try to, hold on. God, everything that we need is here on earth, and it's free. Water, air, oxygen, it's all free. And just think about it. We're paying for water now, and we're about to start paying for oxygen. I call it my sixth sense. Exactly. We have a lot more senses than we even know. Yeah, you can feel people's energy, right? Thank you. Hey, Miss Hampton. Shout out in the building. Yeah, God created it all. God, he has the say so, not nature. God created nature. Basically, what about the mark of the beast and the temples that will be created? Thank you for asking. When they say 666, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons, you know what they're talking about? Carbon. You know what carbon is? Melanated black people. So are we the beast? Is our black skin the mark of the beast? But that's what 666 means. Look it up. 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons, which is carbon, or what they call melanin. And that's us. And we're not beasts. Yeah, I'm talking about the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of. See, let me explain something about the Bible. A lot of people don't know how to read the Bible. The Bible is deep allegories. Like there is numerology, there's astrology. They talk of Jacob's ladder, the chakras. There's a lot of stuff embedded in the Bible. And there's this guy, his name is Epiphany Lectures. Epiphany Lectures. Go check him out because he breaks it down. And see, the Bible was broken down by many different languages. So in order to get the true meaning or the true concept, the first you have to go to the original language, which was Hebrew. And then you have to break down a lot of those names and stuff in the Bible. There's a lot of code in the Bible. So yeah, it's the 666 is talking about the same thing that's in the Bible, just like astrology, the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, numerology, all of that stuff is in the Bible. The same stuff that a lot of times these sacred sciences that they try to keep us away from is in the Bible. And the world operates out like a lot of the higher ups and stuff, they operate off of that. Just like they only do things on certain dates because there's certain frequencies with certain dates. Numbers have frequencies. So like I'm just saying, they have us way out of tune, and that's why it's so easy to control us. Drunk Meek, hey sis, what's up in the building? No, why am I teaching shapes? I'm teaching the meaning of shapes. Okay. Now you said devil, right? Okay, if you take the D off of devil, what do you have? You have evil, right? Which is an energy, which is a spirit. If you add if you add an O to God, what do you have? Good. Okay, so like I'm not gonna, I don't like. I'm trying to teach something. If this is not bad, okay, this is not bad. It's like they want us to have closed minds, but because so they can control us, and that's just how I'm gonna put it. Because I don't want to offend. I was just like y'all at one time, or like some people, but like I learned to critically think because I started seeing how they were lying, how a lot of stuff was not accurate. And you have to question things. If you don't question things, you're going to fall for anything. A lot of things that stop believing in just what you're told and question it. Do your research because you'll find that, there a lot of the stuff that we have been taught is contradictory. And no disrespect. I love everyone. Okay, let's be real said. Thank you. That's why they try to keep Black children from science and math. Exactly. They start you off in high school trying to keep you away from because it's in our DNA. And they don't want us to know like how powerful we really are. Because if you're the original person, if you're the first people created, right? Then you're more connected with God. That's why they say, like, our melanin makes us great. 666, the mark of the beast. Like so they definitely, that's why they come so hard against us, because they definitely don't want us to get in tune with what our melanin can do. And I'll put it that way. No, I'm not, teaching I really didn't say anything about any gods. I say higher source God, like, so it's like I'm not, no, I'm not a witch. Oh my goodness. If that's the case, we're all witches. You know what I'm saying? The third temple is being built, but you're not letting the people know. Okay, do y'all know that? It depends on what you mean by third temple. Elaborate. I would see how open-minded I am. I would be looking into his channel. Yes, his name is Epiphany Lectures. And, he breaks it down like, with the Hebrew dictionary. He breaks down, a lot of things. Masonic, it breaks it all the way down. So make sure when you go, you start at the very first beginning of his videos. And just take your time and listen, and you'll sort of get where he's coming from. Yeah, he is a genius, let's be real. And I'm so interested to see his development. And it's just like a lot of what we don't realize is a lot of scientists and different things, they try stuff and then they might fail, and then they might have to try it again over and over until they get it right. Why not let this man do that? But I know why. And I know that's what they do. They hurry up, just like Nikola Tesla. With the free electricity and stuff, they hurry up and get you out the way. Like when you're coming with something that will free us all. No, astrology is not witchcraft. Astrology is nature. Astrology, it's there. The sun, moon, and the stars. It was created by God. Like the sun, moon, and Eastern, like if that's the case, Eastern stars. Why do they say Eastern stars? Okay, like, it's created by God. It's nature. That's just like saying that the grass, the rocks, and the dirt is demonic or witchcraft. That's just like saying how you gonna say numerology is witchcraft when we do math every day? We taught math in school. Like the weather is based on, different things. Like astrology or, the planets and the solar systems and universe. So how are, like, let's think about that, like that makes no sense at all. Like if you actually knew the story of the fallen angel and what it really does represent, because like, let me just give you a brief, like here, Venus, Lucifer is a second sun. We didn't know that it was more than one sun. Venus is a sun that 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 has a period of time when it appears during the day, and then it has a period of time when it appears at night. And they call, look it up, look it up. I lie to you not. Lucifer, look up Lucifer, Venus, the second son, the bearer of light, the light bringer. Like it's a lot of stuff that, we have to have deeper understanding. It's high science, right? Hiya. Yeah, I see we got an indigenous person in the building. Halito. Aseo if you're Aseo if you're Cherokee. Yeah, Chi-Town Chrissy said, at Miss Hampton, have you ever read The National Sunday Law by A. Jan Markison? I gotta write that down. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, Miss Hampton. Yeah, like, but do you know that there are plenty of Christians and stuff in the Bible that ate their children? I'm just saying, like, and see, I don't want to make this a religion thing. See, you know how I was talking about ADOS and stuff and reparations and stuff and political stuff and how we're never going to be unified if we're always trying to put our religions or our own personal religious beliefs into things. That's how this is right now. See, we'll never advance if we keep throwing religion because we're not going to all agree. There's a billion and one different types of religions and different types of denominations. So we have to learn how to put that stuff to the side sometimes. What I'm talking about right now is science. Math and science, and math and science and astrology, and like we can't even talk about that without people, because let me tell you something. The Islam, they like their whole doctrine and stuff, because they came before Christianity, is based on astrology. The crescent moon and the star, meaning growth and expansion. They pray to the east. You know what I'm saying? So not all religions are the same. And really, to be honest with you, if you start looking into different religions and stuff with an open mind, you're going to find bits and bits of knowledge in each religion. It's like they broke down the sacred knowledges and stuff and put them bits by bits and pieces into different religions. And they're pretty much the same or similar, saying the same things with different things like doctrine or what they may call their God. How are you going to say that science is not of God when God created everything? God created the science. God created the heaven and the stars. It's in the Bible. God created the heavens and the stars. So how are we saying that's not of God? That's just like saying, just like the 666. Look it up. 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. That's black people. So when they say mark of the beast, we're talking about ourselves. Look it up. Don't just trust what I'm saying. Look it up. Yeah. I saw something. Somebody. All right, I'm gonna check that out, Chi-Town Chrissy. Anytime y'all have any like share information, because I like to expand my knowledge. I like to stimulate my brain. I have ADHD. And so, like, that's a part of it. I like to learn. I like to know, I critically think, I wonder, and I have to answer my questions. So, like, anytime, if you're into, sacred sciences or anything, let me know, share. I'm one of them people with the open mind that will accept the information and will accept the knowledge. I, have an open mind. All right. All right. Well, thank everybody, including you, Miss Hamptons. I love you. And, I have no problem with anybody having a difference of opinion. And I respect you. and love you still, even, with your religion, that's your choice, so I'm not, going to condone or condemn you, based on what you believe. I'm going to respect your beliefs, but likewise, I'm going to respect mine and everyone else's as well. That's how the only way we're going to get along. So, like, I have no problem with you having a difference of an opinion at all. Can I recommend any books? Well, I'm going to check out Terrence Howard, 1 × 1 = 2 book. Also, let's see. Hmm. Well, not that, like, we don't even, like, you could go on YouTube and you can basically look at sacred geometry videos, look at Nikola Tesla, and just write down those different things and study the topics. Like, because you're not going to find all answers in one book. I like to study the topics, just like, for instance, platonic solids, just like sacred geometry. That's the topic. So study sacred geometry. You can study platonic solids. You can study energy. You can study semantics, which is the study of the science of sound. You can study topics. And basically there's a lot of stuff, like on YouTube and stuff like that that'll get you started. I always keep like a notebook. I have tons of these. I write down information. I go, and I have to, like, sort of get to a place of comprehension or understanding about different things. And that's how you learn. That's how you grow. And that's how, you expand your brain. Shout out to Danny Defined. I hate that you missed this one. This topic today was like perfect for you. And La Ray 1. Learning is universal. Exactly. And that's another thing. Like, I'm glad you spelt that like that. Because, duality, spirituality, you-ality, spirit, which is us, you-ality. That, like, we have the etymology, because words have meanings as well, and you have to go to the origins of the original words, in order to understand, because English is the worst language. There were languages before English, and that's what I mean. The Bible is, like, you have to go to, like, the original languages and stuff to really get a good understanding of what's really being said in the Bible. A lot of people don't really know how to, because they said that English is the worst language. It's the less we have to use so many different words to get to a point, and still a lot of times we don't get to the point. Yeah. And the reason why I say YouTube too is because YouTube works with different learning curves, and from that you'll gather different books about different subjects, because everybody has their gift, they have their knack, they have their interests. We're all put here with purposes and stuff like that. Whereas, like, I like sacred geometry. I've always liked sacred geometry. Some people could like semantics, sound. Like, you could be a musician. You could have a higher understanding or connection with sound, sacred sound. So that's why I say, like, just explore, discover, look at different things, expand your thinking. Don't just stay like in this. They like for us to be distracted. Yeah, look up Nikola Tesla. It's actually it's in Nikola. Like, let me spell it. Tesla. Okay, and look up the 3. One of the most interesting videos is the 3, 6, and 9 frequency, the 3, 6, and 9 number. It's on YouTube. It breaks it down, because, like, when I talk about it, when I do, try to cover it or whatever, I'm gonna have to use that video, because it's like hard for me to explain, but the video will break it, like, it'll break it down. I have to really go, like, the type of stuff I talk about. A lot of times I have to do research and put it together. That's why I don't come on as often, because I'm just not up here talking. I'm like sharing information. I have to go get the resources. I like the platonic solids. I had to go get that, the flower of life, and the articles and stuff like that. So, like, I'm just not talking. So, like, that's why I don't really come on all the time, because I want to talk about stuff, but at the same time, I like to present the resources and the evidence, and give you other places to go to get the information, so you can grow and you can know and you can see it for yourself and not just believe what I say. Because I say, do your own research behind everyone, research behind me or anybody. Don't just believe what people are out here telling you, because, I could tell you that, the sky is green, and if you don't, if you don't think about it or research behind it, same thing I was saying with a lot of the stuff that Terrence Howard was saying, then you would believe that, and you're going to pass this misinformation on from generation to generation when we know that the sky is obviously blue. So bam, there you go. All right. Now I love everyone. Until next time, I'm gonna try to come on. I might be able to come on tomorrow because I sort of got, I've been working on the spirituality and the difference between spirituality and religion. So I may be able to come on. And Miss Hampton, you come because, I welcome your challenge. I like to debate, and I like, I like it. Okay, so come, come, and we'll learn together. And I love everyone. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, I'm going to try to come on tomorrow if I got all my ducks in a row in terms of the presentation. If not, it'll be the next day. And, until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. And we're going to go out with a little melodic Black Brazilian music. So bear with me. Let me play it let's play our music. Bear with me. I should have been ready. But you know how we do it. We be on different time. I try to be ready. There we go. There we go. Love you too, Miss Hampton.
Eu desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Vou até o chão, vou até o chão. Desci, vou até o chão. Desci, vou até o chão. Eu desci, vou até o chão. Vou até o chão, vou até o chão. Eu desci.